And it's unfortunate. When self-love is down, we become an easy prey for addictions. Maybe you are needing to take a look at your friendships. It is very dangerous that you identify that in your friendship cycle. That is, people who exercise effective authority about you are those who corroborate your addiction. They are those who do not help you overcome what you need to win. Maybe today the program is just for that, to make us think of those who live within our hearts. Who are the people who really exercise authority over us? And from this reflection, my people, we are able to think about our process of conversion with a lot of with a lot of realism. Because if we identify that our heart is housing enemies, people who are not at all interested in our personal growth, it is also a gesture of conversion to put these people in proper places. In proper places. Because anyone who wants to have a pure heart will have to have the courage to move the impurities that we so often lodge within us. First thing, strengthen yourself. You need to have a strengthened will. St. Augustine spoke a lot of this. Of virtuous life. What is virtuous life? It is you searching in your daily life. Step on the head of defects, just as Our Lady stepped in the serpent head. In the representation of the image we know, Our Lady of Graces steps in the serpent head. St. Augustine suggests virtuous life even to atheists, because he learned this there in ancient philosophy, at a time when these writings, these philosophical suggestions were for atheists, but also for those who wanted to be a citizen. I want to be a good citizen in my city. Plato, Aristotle already talked about it. Virtuous life as the one that organizes social life. Augustine is already talking about a Christian perspective. When I fight to live a virtuous life, I naturally stop giving strength to sin. It seems complicated that, right? But it is not. We all have a freedom within the heart given to us by God. But if we do not manage this freedom well, it can die within us. It never gets to the surface. What is the inner freedom we talk about so much? This ability you have to say no to a reality that you recognize harmful to you. When we lose our ability to say no to a reality that destroys us, it is because this reality has already become vicious. It establishes itself within us as a poster who invades land that was not his own, but becomes the time when he establishes himself there. This is what we call usage champion. If I enter inside a land that is not mine and start planting, do my culture there. Soon I go to court and I will require the right that this is mine. Addiction does nothing else in the person's life. And the first thing that addiction does by removing the ability that person has to decide for itself is to expel self-love. It is that, in fact, addiction cannot live with self-love. They do not fit in the same room. They do not speak the same language because they do not fight for the same questions. The addiction to establish yourself in a person, the first thing he does is to undermine the person's decision ability. It removes inner freedom. This is why Jesus speaks all the time of the language of the heart. And the Gospel of John, which is the gospel of the heart, is the gospel of affection. Of that apostle who has made a very deep experience of Jesus is the gospel of the heart. John's narratives are always very deep. They are all in the perspective of showing a deep Christ, a Christ who does not hold on in appearances, but a Christ who sees the heart. We have 1,000 ways to see and understand God, but when we understand from the heart, it is because something very deep happened to us. Amen, we say, is not a synonym for submission. It is a synonym for trust. And that is why those to whom we say, Amen, begin to have power over our heart. What he says to us is important. We assimilate, we keep, and somehow we obey. Love puts us from this perspective, my people. And that's why when we talk about the conversion of the heart, we need to comb all the people we obey. Because definitely, if I want to be a disciple of Jesus, the love I love and the love offered to me cannot be opponents of this segment that I want to live. You know, my people, for me is a daily exercise that I need to do as a Christian. I cannot allow languages, Sean voices to be in my heart to be contrary to the voices of Jesus in me. This is my Christian identity lacks being reinforced by voices that remember who I am made. Priest. But how do we strengthen the will? Surrounding good things. A good reading, change of habits, surrounding people who can indeed contribute to you. There are so many good people in the world, I always say that. So many special people in the world, so many bright people from the human point of view. And we often closed in our worlds, cultivating people who do not add us, build us. But have you ever stopped to think that in the experience of loving and being loved, we also say amen all the time? Or not? It is even a way of scrutinizing the quality of love you say. It's the amount of amen you say to those you love, not in the sense of being submissive. It is not about this, because true obedience lacks in inner freedom. Who is not free does not know how to obey. Who is not free is submissive. This is not obedience, because obedience means listening to each other. It means that there is a partnership. We are together to decide what is ours. We will listen together to reach a conclusion. Just as someone goes there and opens a gate for the cattle to pass, does anyone, from time to time, need to open the gate of our lives so that we are able to get out of what is holding us? How does this gate opens, my people? Sorry, even the expression, right? Opens the gate how? Through a word? Through a blessed advice? Or even an eye of an eye that makes us see things in a new way? Without the oppression that our intimate enemies often put in us. That is why love is this exercise of service. I serve the one whom I love, and the one whom you love me also serves me. Not in the sense that we are objects to each other. No. We feel of having a deep meaning that makes us stand up. So we started to discover partnerships in this conversion process. When we identify that the other is becoming increasingly fit to God's action in us. You look at friends and identify this friend here makes me more of God. This husband makes me more of God. This wife makes me more of God. These children I brought to the world make me more of God. And you also think about the responsibility of your role in their lives. I remember when I was a boy, in the first classes we had, the teacher gave us some lessons and told us that you have to know by heart. Right? Knowledge of color is as if we have had the deepest experience that knowledge can provide us. I already know by heart. That is, it is already internalized in me. It can no longer be taken from me because it was assimilated by the heart. And Jesus taught us that the greatest authority, one that is superior to all other authorities, is not the medal in the chest. It is not the profession that was given by the diploma. It is not the political office he exercises. No. It may even be the king, but he has no effective authority about me. True authority is one that makes us serve. Look, what a beauty this. In the understanding of Jesus, true authority, true power is in the hands of the one that serves. When we say amen within a religious context, for example, we are saying that we believe in what we have been told. In the religious universe, the word amen means a willingness to the segment ament. I am agreeing with you. What was proposed to me by faith, I am humanly accepting. Amen. I will be willing. I ask you, my daughter, I want you to be successful so that you succeed in your fight. So you will love yourself again, that you rediscover your value as a person, and then that you do not income all that is destroying you. It's been a pleasure having you with us on Path of Faith. We value your feedback, so please share your thoughts in the comments, give us a thumbs up, share this video with others, and hit the subscribe button to stay connected with us.